What's going on, Instagram family? Man, I hope everyone is having a blessed and amazing day. I appreciate you guys for all the love and support. We are coming back with learning every day, and we are talking about new beginnings. We're probably going to get started within the next 5 to 10 minutes, probably less than 5 to be real. But if you haven't already, go ahead and send this out. If you watch this later, send it out, like it, comment, share it. Let me know you guys' opinions. I appreciate you guys for all the support. Let's get it.
99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day we are choosing that's not in our own best interest. So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're gonna kick yourself in the balls? So you're gonna stop yourself from getting what you dream.
Yo,
What's going on, bro?
what's good, bro?
How's
that
your day been going?
My day was good. My day was good. That was you playing. I don't know if I was tweaking.
Oh, no, that
Will
was me.
Smith? That was you?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I was like, what the heck? Nah, that's fine. That's fine. You hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I don't know if my headphones are working, but all right. What's up? What's up, though? What's up? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Been getting ready
You
for
made like a
this.
deal this thing. Very. I feel you. How's the week been, though?
Oh, it's been good. It's been filled with just learning and just practicing. Just trying to grow overall, just not only mentally, but just like put myself in a position, just kind of align myself with more of my goals, more of my vision, and just work towards it every day.
That's facts. Nah, definitely kind of the same thing. Um, I just been trying to actually now get to lead, to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't learn everything that's gonna make me money. That's what I'm trying to do. Right now, I'm stuck on pivot. I'm just learning it. So, but yeah.
It's a game changer.
All right. So, what are we talking about today?
So the topic that we're going to talk about today is new beginnings, and the reason why we chose new beginnings is just not only because we're halfway through the month, but we're also shifting towards the last 90 days, 120 days out overall from the end of the year, and we just have to shift our mindset to seeing, okay, where we are compared to our goals that we had back in January. Because, January first came around, everybody's like, oh, 2020 was a crappy year. I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to
Yeah.
start that business. I'm going to, build my content. I'm going to grow and do this and that. But the thing is, you have your big goals, big dreams, but did you write them down? Are you still working towards them right now? Or did you just give up, halfway through the year when someone didn't, help with your business, one of your friends or family members doesn't support your business? Like, are you gonna give up now, or are you like halfway working through it and you're like, dang, bro, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Like, that's where like mental and personal development comes in, because people are able to power through that. Because I always say life is 90% mental, 10% physical. Like those affirmations that you think of, like, oh, I'm so happy and grateful I did this. Guess what? It might not happen towards the end of the year. It might not happen today, tomorrow, or even next year. But just you speaking that out and you hearing that is going to shift your mindset, because you're like, oh, I said that. I know I can do it. I believe I can do it. And then guess what? You're going to attract those same amount of people who have the same vision, or at least have a similar mindset as you. And them having that same mindset is going to put you in a better place. And with you coming to them, guess what? Y'all can grow together, but you have to make the not opportunity, but you have to make the step and you have to speak it out that,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you want to grow together because you have to communicate. That's one of the main things in just business. That's one of the main things in life that you have to communicate and build a community behind you instead of just trying to do everything yourself because there's no I in team, regardless of whether you play sports, business, content creating, like it's a team effort all around. But you have to be willing to make the sacrifices today that you want to see someone else do for you tomorrow.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. I'm not gonna cap. When you told me the topic last week, I was like, new beginnings. Like, I don't know what to talk about. But I'm like, yo, like it happens all the time. People start over daily. Like, it's talk about life. Like, talk about experiences that I've been through, experiences that I've seen people go through. So I was definitely like, I feel like I was overthinking it
Mm-hmm.
instead of just going with it, like going with the flow. You feel me? So, um, one thing I learned just in life in general is that, and it's crazy because other topics we talk about, it just ties in. Every time it's a new
Yeah,
topic,
everything is like
it
ties
just
into each
ties
other
in
week by
together.
week.
Exactly. So like one thing I learned about, but I would just say starting over, um, because for some people it's actually starting, for some people it's starting over. Me, it's starting over. Like there's times where I was like, just like, nah, like I've gave up and was like, you know what? Let me stop giving up. Like this time come this year coming around, I actually made it in my mind. Like why would I give up? Like what's the point of giving up? What do I gain from giving up? I gained nothing. I could
Mm-hmm.
have been further than I was last year. I could have been further than I was the year before if I just stood consistent and really locked down and really just knew what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was on TikTok. You know, TikTok. Every time, I swear, because you know how when you look something up, and then all of a sudden you go on social media, and that thing that you looked up is
Pops
right
up.
there. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So I got like inspiration from TikTok. Um, I guess the saying is every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath, smile, and start again.
Mm-hmm.
And that really like stuck to me because that is true. Like every day we wake up and we have to make a decision whether we choose life and choose death. Whether it's not physical death, it can be mentally. You can choose to be productive, or you can choose to just sit home and complain about your situation, which I've definitely done myself. But that doesn't get you anywhere. You know what I mean? It really doesn't at all. All it does is just, you know the definition of insanity, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
doing something over and over and expecting a different outcome. That's literally what it is. You can't complain when things are not changing in your life when you haven't changed. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? And that is kind of like I tie that into starting over. Like you really, it really has to. Like if you really want to, quote unquote, start over, have a new life, as people say, go to sleep, wake up, and manifest something. Don't just say it and not do it. You feel me? Really, just like you know what, game plan. Have a game plan to execute it. Whether it's some people's stories are different. Some people's starting over is just being happy, or um whether it can be anything. Like I don't know exactly. Let's say for instance someone is suffering from depression. And you're like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of from depression. I want a new life. I want to start over. Okay, that's fine. Everybody wants to start. It's a decision you have to make. You feel me? So wake
Mm-hmm.
up and speak life. Okay, today I'm not gonna be sad today. And really, just keep reminding yourself. You feel me? Because it is a daily reminder. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely is. But I see it as if you really want it, you would do it. And it is easier said than done. But like I said, you can't complain when you're not doing it. And I'm talking to myself as well too. Like you have to. Like you have to do it.
And kind of piggybacking off what you said, like everything starts, like each day is a new chance. Each day is a new beginning in itself. Because I always believe like the way you start your day is how you end your day. It's like you start out
Mm-hmm.
waking up, not necessarily early if you don't have to wake up early, if you don't choose to wake up early, but when you do wake up or your alarm goes off, go ahead and get up, make your bed, and that sets a foundation because that's a mental barrier. It's like, oh dang, I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like making this bed, I don't feel like getting out. But the fact you went ahead, got out, brushed your teeth, did your hair, whatever, and you already got your day started means that you're already ahead of someone else. Because someone else out there is in the same position as you, but they're still in bed. They're not chasing their dreams right now, but you're instead of you complaining and saying, "Oh, I don't have time today. I can't do this today," you can go ahead and get up earlier, put in the work, or do your homework or whatever ahead of time. That way, at the end of the day, you can just relax and chill while everyone else is working. And that's when you can use that time for personal development. You can use that time for fitness, but it's all about how you plan your days. Like a quote Bryce always says, like if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't look ahead, if you don't have a vision or a goal that you're trying to reach, then how are you going to truly grow? You won't grow your business. You won't grow in life. You won't grow, physically, mentally, spiritually. But if you don't have an end goal, what are you chasing? Like you don't have a purpose. Like you have to have a why. Kind of like Brandon said in his song, like your why has to be so strong that it makes you cry. Like your why needs to push you, needs to
Mm-hmm.
inspire you to get to that next level because that next level can literally happen tomorrow. That next level can happen in a few hours, but you won't know unless you take that opportunity. And not even saying the opportunity, just a opportunity to, go out and network, go out and get an experience because that experience is going to create a purpose or it's going to push you because you're going to be in a new environment and you have
Yep.
to become comfortable being uncomfortable in order to reach your goals because your goals aren't going to happen overnight. They're going to
Yeah.
come through trials and tribulations, but you taking the time to personally develop, you taking the time to work out or pray, read the Bible more, that's going to put you in a better place tomorrow because you have to do what you want to do today in order for you to see a better tomorrow. You can't sit and
That's a
complain
fact.
saying, oh dang, I wish I would have done this yesterday, now I got to do this in order to do this, and so you're doing that with schoolwork. Guess what? You're going to get
Mm-hmm.
behind. You're going to start failing classes. You're not going to do as well because you didn't do your homework. You didn't study, but you taking the time out, waking up to say at 7 o'clock, go ahead and knocking out all your homework by 8 o'clock. Guess what? You have the whole day to, chill, play 2K, play Madden, or, personally develop, work out, whatever you want to do, but you have the whole day because you made a sacrifice for a future.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have the end goal in mind. You're like, okay, well, I want straight A's, so let me go ahead and study now. Let me go ahead and do my quizzes and stuff ahead of time. And then when it comes time around it's due, I'm gonna connect with my classmates, make sure I'm doing it right,
Yeah.
balance yourself out. Because even if it is wrong, guess what? You're gonna double check with someone else, and they'll be like, oh, well, try this for me. Okay, boom. Now you just learned something new, and that you grew your 1%. Like every single day, like you got to pay the rent. The rent's 1%. Like you want to grow every
Exactly.
single day to get towards the end goal. Because if you grow 1% a day, you're gonna be miles ahead compared to where you were January
Mm-hmm.
1st. You lose a
Mm-hmm.
pound a week, even just from January. You're
Exactly.
still gonna be a lot lighter, and you might not see it on the scale, but you're gonna know it mentally. You're gonna know it in your heart, like, oh, I'm living a healthier life. I'm starting habits because it takes 90 days to develop a true habit. And the fact that you got up early and worked out, the fact that you got up early, read the Bible, personally develop, or whatever you do in the mornings, or whenever you wake up, guess what? That's a habit that you do now, and as long as it's positive, you're gonna change that. You're gonna start developing
Mm-hmm.
more habits, and everything's gonna come into one. And that center, not center, but main focus or main goal of yours is going to be a lot closer because you have surrounding things, you have a surrounding network of people that's going to help push you and get you towards the next path.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. And it's crazy that you said try new things because um basically I have a list of like things and I got it from people, I got it from the internet. Um and literally the first thing on the list it says try new things. It says the best way, she said the best advice for getting for making a fresh start. And first one is to try new things. You have to expand your, what is it, Verizon? That's the word,
Mm-hmm.
Verizon? Like you have to see further than what you know. You feel me? I don't know if that makes sense. That makes sense. You have to see further than what you know. Like a lot of us are known. A lot of us know what we know because of our family. You feel me? Or because of what we're used to. Like you said, we're a product of our environment. So we're so used to seeing certain things, or so used to seeing the way certain people live, and we think that's the new normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Just like, for instance, 2019 was a decent. Well, it was a rough year for me, but I was. You feel me? I was free. I had freedom. I could do whatever I want. You feel me? 2020 comes, stops all of it. That's the new normal now. Wearing masks, getting
Yeah.
tests. Only you have to, 6 feet distance, social distancing,
Mm-hmm.
virtual school. That's the new normal. Now things are kind of semi going back to normal, but what is the new normal? Like, what is that? Like, I really don't know because I'm so used to the way things were. Like you said, it takes 90 days to build a habit. So that was the habit that the world built, is virtual schooling and all that. So I guess you can say 2021, we had a semi new beginning, but we still had some leftover problems and leftover situations from 2020, which is, we all know, it's COVID. Like, it's not just gonna disappear, and if it
Mm-hmm.
did, that's crazy because that's I don't know. Um, but nah, as far as like you said, when I said I got off topic, trying new things, like I said, you have to really expand. You have to know, like, you feel me, like if you never try something new, then I guess you can't expect something new to happen. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if that makes sense. Like, for instance, working out. I worked out. I played football my whole life, basically. But I never really, football helps you to a certain extent. It helps you stay fit, But I never really tried, like, intense, like, really just sticking to cardio, or, like, we didn't really lift like that. We did lift, but I stopped playing, like, after freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's off topic. So now that I'm getting into lifting, and now that I'm getting into more cardio, because cardio is where, actually drops the weight, I'm trying something new. Something I was used to was just doing drills or just playing football, like catching the football or whatever. Now I'm actually trying to lock down and cardio and, weightlifting, and I'm seeing a bigger result. Like, I'm seeing a better result, and when I'm after trying something new, even though I
Mm-hmm.
knew of it, I never tried it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got to say about when you said try something new. Like, just don't. And another thing too, the second thing is that don't be afraid to fail. That's one of the things of making the first start. You can't be afraid. That's my thing. And I talked to my sister about that. My thing is that I had so much, I guess, I wouldn't say stress. I'm an overthinker. Like, I overthink a lot. So I had so much, like, I guess I'm just say stress about
Mm-hmm.
failing. Like, when I left my job to start trading, I'm like, yo, I can't fail because I can't. Like, I don't want to go back to work. Like, I don't want to go back to working at 9 to 5. But I'm learning that it's okay to fail. You feel me? As long as you don't stay there,
Mm-hmm.
then it's okay. Failures turn into lessons. You feel me? That's one thing they teach all the time. It's not really a loss, it's a lesson. Lesson learned. Now you know what not to do. And now you know what to do. Do the actual opposite. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So those are two things as well that, like, are kind of big. Like, try new things and don't be afraid to fail. Like, simple. You just
Yeah.
can't be.
And even like with the video that I was playing beforehand, like Will Smith was just talking about, like the biggest thing is just starting. Like, as
Hmm.
long as you start, kind of like I mentioned, like, start the day off on the right foot, or just start a process, or going closer towards your goals and dreams, you're ahead of most people, because most people have a dream like, oh, I want to run a successful business, or I want to have a big YouTube channel. But are they willing to record that first video, edit that
Hmm.
first video? Because the first thing you put out isn't going to be the best thing. A lot of people
Yeah.
aren't going to view it, even though you feel like, oh man, my content's amazing, it should go viral, this and that. Okay, 9 times out of 10, it won't. Everything you put out isn't going to go viral. And even if you see people that barely have more followers than you and they're getting more engagement, guess what? You weren't there like way back when. Kind of like I always talk about, like, you weren't there when they first started, because
Hmm.
everyone started with zero. Every single person on social
Exactly.
media started with 0 followers. But the thing is, the way people, I guess, quote unquote, get ahead or get more engagement or clout is they use something else as a vehicle to get them to where they want to be. So if someone wants to, have a huge YouTube following, okay, guess what? They're probably going to branch out and use Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and what Pinterest and all other
Mm-hmm.
social media platforms just to push people to their YouTube because they're going to use different styles of content because you can make reels, photos, videos, different Pinterest and everything else. But you're going to reach a new branch of people. And then throughout all their content, they're going to be like, hey, check out my YouTube channel, check out my YouTube channel. And when people see something over and over and over and over, they're going to be like, okay, let me go ahead and check this out, see what
Yeah.
he's talking about, this and that. And then guess what? That is more eyes on you. And the eyes might come slow, eyes might come faster than you were prepared for. But guess what? You having that foundation of putting out a video a week, developing a form of consistency, you're going to see a form of success and you're going to see even just a new form of dedication from yourself that you weren't expecting. Because you always
Mm-hmm.
have to start each day, with the end goal amount. Like, okay, every day is like today. Okay, I want to go ahead and make some content. I need to do this Twitter post, do that for Instagram, and then post this reel. Okay, guess what? You have a schedule. So now you're going to work towards those goals and you're going to see what you need to do because you didn't plan to fail. Kind of like you said
Exactly.
when you left your job, like, okay, I want to be a big content creator. All right, bet I can't do this. I can't go back to this work and I can't go back
Yeah.
to doing nothing because I have a purpose now. Especially like
Exactly.
you get a following, you're like, oh, I got to do this. People are
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm blessed to have people following me, so I got to put in the work today. I got to make
Exactly.
content for them, even if it's like something similar to someone else. But that's all content is. Everyone posts the same exact stuff, but it's just in their own interpretation. And the reason they
Mm-hmm.
get shared or get viewed or people see them more is because they had developed that foundation with their audience. They know what their audience likes, so they gotta make a gaming YouTube video and they have to scream and dance all the time. Okay, that's what their audience is attracted to. That's what their
Exactly.
audience like. They build their audience how they wanted it. Because guess what? You can control. You control the narrative every single day. You control what people think
Mm-hmm.
about you. Control what people see. Especially with social media, everything's virtual. Like you said with
Mm-hmm.
COVID, like you control what people think. Like you can make people think you're a millionaire. You can Photoshop yourself in Dubai all day. People not gonna know.
Exactly.
Like it's
Exactly.
all about what you want. Like with social
Exactly.
media, it's just about being creative, being yourself, being genuine. Because people can see through, you being fake. People can see through just toxicness, I guess, if that's the proper
Yeah.
word. But people can see your true colors. But if you really want to be a content creator, you really want to just grow as an individual, you have to be genuine with everything that you do. Be honest with people, build
Mm-hmm.
relationships. Because as we always say, your network is your net worth. So just don't be afraid to take that step, post that content, post that reel. Doesn't matter if it gets 20 views. Guess what? In a year, kind of like we mentioned earlier, like, well, not earlier, but a few weeks ago, you're gonna look back and be like, oh, I remember I used to get 20 views. Now I get like 2,000.
You can see. You hear me?
Yeah, you started
It tweaks for a second.
pigeon and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. But you look back a year from now, you'd be like, oh dang, I used to get 20 views, now I get 20,000 views. But guess what? You were consistent for an entire year, and you attracted people because you have to learn what works with different platforms. Like Instagram right now, if you want to grow, reels, do reels every single day, two
Mm-hmm.
reels a day for an entire month. Watch how much you grow. I guarantee it's like a
Mm-hmm.
literal hack. I don't take advantage of it because I'm not really trying
Yeah.
to grow on social media. I'm just trying to get more engagement with my content. So I have a different strategy and different things that I try. But the thing is, I took the time to study and see,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they're like this type. Oh, okay, they're like it when I do that. So I'm catering more towards them, but I'm also still expressing the message, still expressing value. Because I changed
Mm-hmm.
my page completely. Like you can go back a year ago, straight wave content. Now I
Mm-hmm.
throw in little motivation, little waves, try to balance it out because I'm trying to change and shift my audience. And not only that,
Yeah.
but I also want to shift people's perspective that already follow me. Even if I only had 100 followers, I'm still gonna shift the
Mm-hmm.
content just because I want them to be impacted by me. That is how you build that relationship. That is how you increase your net worth. Because someone's gonna comment and be like, "Oh, I love this. I needed to hear this today." Okay, that means you're putting out good content. That means, oh, I'm doing something good for
Exactly.
someone else. That means more than getting 20, 30,000 likes. That's why you can hide your likes, even though you can still get 200, 300, 400 likes. But the fact that you're more satisfied and more happy with people sharing and people truly being impacted by you, because it's all about the impact. It doesn't matter how many followers you got, but if you're not impacting someone's life with your content, why are you entertaining
Exactly.
them? You're doing
Exactly.
all this toxic stuff, being, this and that drama. Why? What is the purpose? If you're not trying to build and grow every single day, I'm not saying like you have to post strictly motivation and this and that, but post something of value, whether it's in the video, reel, the caption, especially. Like people, some people actually read the captions. I know plenty of people who say, "Oh, I don't read captions; they're too long." Okay, that's you, bro. I love reading captions. That's how
Yeah,
I actually like know stuff. I don't even look at the picture sometimes. I just scroll and see the caption. If it's like worth reading, if it's someone that I hold value in, it's gonna it's gonna sell. It's gonna grow.
yeah. Give me my phone. Is me tweaking? I'm good. You can see me.
Yeah.
All right, word. Nah, that's definitely facts. Like what you said. Like especially with captions. Like captions, I feel like captions really tell to the person, or like, because I feel like on certain people's pages, like if you look back and then like say their niche was just captions. If you look back, you could tell like from where they started, like how their mindset was, what they're kind of
Mm-hmm.
going through in a sense. And then if you
Mm-hmm.
look back now, let's say like their content blew up, and then you look at it, they read their caption. Now you see like I guess the positive influence. Now I don't know, like it just makes sense. I feel like captions are necessary. Like they
Mm-hmm.
are. It's just dope. I feel what you're saying though. One thing, or two things. Based off the topic, new beginnings and stuff like that. The first one, don't get hung up on being perfect. That's a big thing. A lot of people are so, I don't want to say idolizing, but I feel like it is idolizing. Certain content creators, certain people, certain movie stars, certain actors, you feel me? And they see like you say all the time, they see the end result and they just think it was easy to get there. Like it's easy, the money comes easy, the success comes easy, and it doesn't. So they base their images like their you can say image. You can they base their image off of them, which is crazy. I would never do that, but some people do that, and they think they're so called perfect when you don't know. Like there's a lot of social media stars, there's a lot of movie stars, there's a lot of um rappers who actually suffer from a lot of mental health issues, or just not even mental health, just they're not how they portray themselves on social media. And that's why I say don't get caught on being perfect, because nobody's perfect at all, like far from perfect. And so don't be fooled by what you see behind the screen. That is the wrong thing to do. That's the wrong way to look at stuff. It's just as simple as that. Just don't get fooled. And the second thing I had to say, and people might be like, no, it's not. I don't get what they say. It's true though. It's just be selfish. And that's a fact. You can hear me? You can see me?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a fact. Being selfish is necessary. I'm learning that. I'm kind of in that phase right now. I'm the type of person where I care a lot and I got a big heart, and it's just sometimes you really need to be selfish to grow. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not wrong to be selfish. It's not wrong to care about yourself. It's not wrong to put yourself first. It's not wrong at all. At all. Like you come first, because at the end of the day, when I was, you feel me, relate stuff to like my life. At the end of the day, when you're going through a situation, whatever the situation is, nobody's gonna feel it like you feel it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna go through it like you go through it. Nobody's gonna experience it like you experience it. Especially if you're going through it with your family. Like nobody knows how you feel, because some people like to keep stuff to themselves, which I don't blame them, because some people like to use things against other people. That's another thing. Be careful when you're starting a business, or just whatever it is. Be careful who you really tell your visions to. Me personally, I'm a firm believer of um, I like to speak stuff into existence, but I like to pray over it, because you tell some people just pray in your downfall. You feel me? Like it
Mm-hmm.
happens. Like it's the new normal. Like it really is. So I don't know. Like it's just be selfish. Like I said, it's okay to be selfish. At the end of the day, nobody cares. people say they care, but to a certain extent, nobody cares about you like you care about yourself. Nobody wants to see yourself win like you do. It's straight. It's loading. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Your screen is like loading for me. I don't know why.
Jeez.
All right, wait. It's good. It's good now. But like I said, it's okay to be selfish. Um, nobody cares about you like you care about yourself. You feel me? That's a big thing too. Self-love is a big thing as well. You gotta love yourself in order. Like one thing my dad was telling me is that how you gonna love somebody and you can't love yourself? That's the same thing with your goals and your dreams. How you gonna love your dream if you can't even love yourself first? Because you have to love your dream. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to fall in love with it. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with everything in order to actually grow. Because if you're just doing it because it's a trend, that's not that's not a good thing. And that's what we talked about a couple weeks ago. This people only support people when it's a trend, and that's a
Uh-huh.
fact. But yeah, those are the things I'm really big on the being selfish thing, and it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be you, like especially when it's gonna be you coming out of pocket. Like that's the biggest thing. People say they support, but when it comes down financially, it's just you throwing the bread. Like that's what I got to say. It's all right. Don't be afraid of being selfish. Being selfish is necessary in order to grow. That's how I see it.
Facts. But kind of piggybacking off of what you said, when it comes to just being selfish, like he doesn't necessarily mean like focusing only on you or doing everything for you. Like you still have to have a why, you still have to have a purpose. But especially when you're
Hmm.
starting out just a business or content creator, like you have to be mentally strong regardless of what you're going through because a lot of people are going to be negative regardless of what you do. You can post the most positive caption, positive picture and everything, and you're going to have people who are like, oh, I love this, need to hear this. We still have that one person who just being a butt and just go
Hmm.
dog you out, try to like get you to snap. Like that's their whole
Exactly.
purpose. Like celebrities do it all the time. Like even the tennis star, I forgot her name. I think it's like Naomi something, but she's going through a lot mentally. But everyone's expecting her, still be perfect, still do this and that. And even Simone Biles going through a lot mentally and had to take a step away for
Hmm.
the Olympics for the better of her team. But people are still bashing her just because she took a step down. They were bashing her beforehand, then they bashed her because she took a step down, then they bashed her when she came back. Like, what is your purpose? Like, you're sitting there belittling someone, but you want them to, be positive, do this and that. Like, kind of like you mentioned, like people aren't always what they seem on the screen. Like you see someone on TV or a YouTube star or whatever, you're like, oh, they're such a cool person. And then say you meet them or you have a see an interview with them, and you're like, oh, this person's a jerk. Like a lot of people do with Jake Paul. Like they're like, well, Jake Paul is so weird. Were y'all watching Jake Paul back in what 2014, 15? Like,
Exactly.
have you not
Exactly.
seen this guy? Like, I'm not saying like he's a bad person, but y'all haven't seen the growth of this man. Like, this man was immature wasn't the word, but like
Exactly.
that's what his audience fell in love with, and he's developed, that audience. That's who love him. That's who support him, and they'll always be there right with him, like through whatever. Like, there's been plenty of people who still talking about the Woodley and Paul fight. People say it's rigged. People say it wasn't rigged. I mean, your opinion is your opinion, but you gotta respect it. The
Hmm.
man is 4-0. It's on the books.
Exactly.
Even like
Exactly.
the NBA, people are like, "Oh, the bubble shouldn't be a championship." Well, it happened. It's the past. It's 2 years ago. People saying Giannis
Exactly.
shouldn't have won the championship. Well, he won it. He dancing all
Exactly.
around at Chick-fil-A. What do
Exactly.
you what do you want from him? Like, it's happened. It's done now. So why are you still focusing on yesterday when you can be focused on tomorrow? It's like, okay, the Lakers saw Milwaukee lose. What did LeBron do? All right, I'm gonna go get this person, this person. I'm gonna bring this person out of retirement. I'm gonna call this GM, have him trade him to my team. LeBron set himself up for a better year because last year they needed help. When him and AD got hurt, they needed help. They didn't have anything. I know this is completely off topic from our like normal topic. We'll
Yeah.
get back to it,
No, I feel you.
but I'll tie it back in. But LeBron, in a sense, like had to start a new beginning. He had to clean the slate, get rid of all the young people, and bring in people who are more experienced, people who are able to, effectively close the game, people who are able to help him because that's
Uh,
what he wants for the team. That's what he wants for the betterment of the team. He wants to retire there. He's a businessman. He's thinking long term. He's getting people where they're signing for 1 to 2 years, so they're not taking up a bunch of money. He's helping the organization long term, but he's also still building a team for now that you got to respect. And that can be the same with your business. You might have to go talk to an accountant who's much older, talk to a person who's done content creating much longer than you, or even quote unquote better than you, and you're able to learn from them. Like I connected with a lot of people when I first started making content about 2 years ago, and I'm just seeing them grow different ways. We're all different. We're different people, but I can take a little bit from 360 Jeezy, a little bit from Sir Cruz, a little
mm-hmm,
bit from Nick Wavy. Some of y'all might be young enough where y'all don't even know who those people are, but taking a little bit from everybody and combining it to make my own. That is how you create content. So even if you watch a reel and you're like, well, how can I tie dance into, my hair business? Okay, well, let me dance with the products. Let me explain the products to this
mm-hmm,
song. Like it's all about kind of like you said, trending. You have to look
mm-hmm,
at the entire thing, the song, the dance, the clothes, the way they're looking and so forth. But you have to be willing to study the film, which is planning ahead and being able to effectively put in your plan each and every day. Like the person I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna let you talk, but the person I'm gonna talk about is literally just the king of content. But I feel like you know who I'm talking about. But if you don't, I'll show you in a
okay,
second.
okay, weird. Nah, just, what I got to say is pretty much it's really quick. It's just piggybacking off of what is it? When you said I forget her name, Simone, the oh snap, my light. Give me
Simone
one
Biles.
second. Yeah, Simone Biles. Give me 1 second. My light turned off. All right, you can hear me.
Yeah,
All right, so basically, you said Simone Biles, right?
yeah.
Okay. So basically, now when you said like she's just getting like hate and stuff like that, and I've said it before, I just want to say it again quickly. It don't matter what, especially, and I'm not trying to, throw race into it, but it don't, I mean, not, it don't matter what you do. It don't matter how you do it. It don't matter if it's from a genuine heart. It don't matter. People are gonna find ways
The negative.
to just annoy you. Like, I don't want to say what I'm actually thinking, but it's just people are weird. People are weird like that, and it sucks. That's just the world we live in. But you gotta roll with the punches because there's a saying that well, it's not really a saying. It's a phrase, I guess you can say. My favorite motivational speaker, his name is Eric Thomas. He was talking to a crowd, and basically he says, in order to form a diamond, you need pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. If you don't, come on. And in order to form a diamond, you need pressure. You feel me? And I see this as I always tie everything into God, tie everything to my life. So how can I say this? All right, in order to form a diamond, you need pressure. You feel me? So I see it as God is really. I always say it's not really a test of faith; it's a test of endurance. Even though
Mm-hmm.
it is a test of faith, but I feel like God is trying to see how long you can really go before you actually, throw in the white flag and give up. Even though He doesn't want you to, He just wants to test your endurance. Like you say, it's not a race; it's a marathon. I think that's the saying. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. It really is. It really is. Um, but when God is pressuring you, or when you're getting pressured by society, or you're getting pressured by family, or so-called friends, like I said, it's a test of endurance because when they pressure you, I feel like it really molds you into that gem, into that diamond that you know you are, but you don't walk like it. You feel me? So it really does help you in the long run. But like when you're actually going through it, you feel like, oh dang, why are they on me? Like, why are they? I'm doing great. You are doing great. For whoever's watching this, you are doing great. But right now you're going through that. that molding phase. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Where God is actually molding you into the gem that He wants you to be. Because at the end of the day, it's not us. We're not doing this. I would say we're not going through what we're going through for us. We're going through for the people after us. Like, so right now, God is just trying to make, like, actually show you your worth. Like, because we all know you're worth more than what you think, but you're just going with life, accepting anything. And God's like, no, like, you're worth more than what you know. Like, what's wrong with you? No, you're not gonna just accept anything. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just I feel like when people get pressured or whatever it is, I told Nate earlier today, I said, in order to beat adversity, you have to face adversity. Like one thing I learned, especially like I don't know if dog training. They say if you get
Mm-hmm.
bit by a dog, don't try to rip your arm. Like don't try to put your arm back. Apply pressure. Like while the bite is on you, apply the pressure because if you apply the pressure, the dog lets go. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that if it's a canine dog, you just go with it. Like I don't know, but that's what I heard. Like if you get bit, apply pressure. Like don't rip your
Mm-hmm.
arm because you rip your skin. So that's how I tie this to life. If you get bit by life, don't rip away because you're gonna rip more than what you need, like more than what you want to. Just go with it, go with the flow, apply that pressure, and things get done. Um, that's what I gotta say.
The person I wanted to talk about is Prince Donnell. And
Oh
if y'all
yeah,
don't know who Prince Donnell is,
he's a
I want to
goat.
like let's go tie right into our title. And the reason why is because he recently released his beard collection, right? So as we all know, Prince Donnell does taxes, and his wife also has a hair company called Bobble, and that's where the product came from. But I was watching this live the other day, and he was talking about like why he chose to partner with his wife's company compared to the other companies that are reaching out to him because they were offering 6 7 figures. But the thing is, he wasn't distracted by the money. He had a goal, he had a vision of what he wanted for his brand of beard oil. Because there's plenty of people or plenty of different companies, especially if you're a content creator, that's going to reach out to you and be like, "Oh, hey, can you sponsor this product? Can you do this and that?" But the thing is, you have to know your limits and not overcommit yourself, especially if you're already partnered with company or you're trying to get sponsored by a company long term. But you have to be willing to know that vision because he could have partnered with anybody and got paid and he would have had his own beard line, but it would have been through another company instead of partnering with his wife, keeping the money in the house in a sense, but also being able to control the narrative, control how he wanted the bottle. Like I don't know if y'all can read it, or probably backwards. But he has a quote on here, and it says, "Devotion is not just a lifestyle, but the foundational key to success in a man's faith, family, and career." So the thing is, he's basically saying you have to be devoted to the process, be devoted to whatever you're doing long term. Because if you have an end goal in mind, like I mentioned earlier in the call, you're gonna work towards that every single day. You're gonna see, okay, what I'm doing right now today is not what I planned on doing in 2020 this time.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, well, how can I shift that? Especially if you want to change, especially if you want to grow and reach a new level, you're gonna have to shift. You're gonna have to start today. You have to be the change that you want to see. Like regardless of when it happens, regardless of how long it takes. But if you have that end goal in mind, you're just gonna put in the work. Kind of like LeBron. LeBron is in what year 19, still
Mhm.
putting in work like he's a rookie. He's working harder than the rookies that are on a 2-way contract. What does that what does
Facts.
that say about him? Why is he working so hard? He doesn't have to
Exactly.
work. LeBron don't even have to play. He can still get paid. You can even look at
Exactly.
people like what Luol Deng still getting paid from the Lakers. This man ain't played in what about 2 3 years.
Mhm.
It's all about how you set yourself up because he put in the work when he was in Chicago. He put in the work when he was in college, and now he's reaping the benefit of it. But it's all about what you do today that can pay off long term because you don't know what type of content you're going to put out today. You don't know who you're going to connect with and reach that can inspire them to make a change. Just because you're not in a place that you want to be doesn't mean that you have to be negative. You have to be a Debbie Downer in a sense. But as long as you're a positive individual, you're going to attract people who are looking for that positive people. Kind of like I
Right.
mentioned with content creating. You starting today, you laying that foundation of a video a week, post a day, a post a week. But you're going to have that foundation for when your followers do come. You're going to have that foundation for when you get that engagement. Because I
Mhm.
still remember the day I hit 10K followers. Like, it was crazy. I literally went from
Mhm.
5K to 10K in about like a month, well, probably less than that, probably like 2 weeks. But
Jeez.
it just happens. Like you had to be
Mm-hmm.
ready for it. But the thing
That's
is, if I would
facts.
have one post, two posts, people like, oh, you bought your stuff, you did this and that. Okay, I laid the foundation. You can go back 2 years ago. I was posting wave videos every single day. Like I was doing reels, but I was doing videos back then just because reels weren't a thing. But it's all about you laying that foundation, you showing that work ethic, and you're gonna attract those followers because you might not get the shares today, you might not get the shares tomorrow, but you being disciplined will help you long term because you're going to be mentally tougher than 90% of people out there. Regardless
Mm-hmm.
of someone started today, someone started tomorrow, if they're not mentally tough up here, people are going to belittle them. People are not going to like their
Exactly.
content. They're going to get down and they're going to give up. And as soon as you give up, you're done. Kind of like you said, you got to be
Yeah.
selfish. Like if you don't support you, you don't push you, if your why doesn't push you, who's going to support you? You get
Exactly.
upon yourself and like, oh dang, bro, the post I did yesterday only got 20 likes, and the day before that it was 10, and I don't know what to do. Okay, why are you giving up? You might
Mm-hmm.
get 10, 20. Guess what? You make a post today, that thing can go viral. You can get
Exactly.
100 likes, for you can get 20 comments. You just got to
Exactly.
be consistent with it because people are gonna see that you're an active person. People are gonna see that you're real, especially with how much like social media has changed just within the past 6 months. Like all the bot accounts and people who aren't really genuine, all the scammers out there. You will
Mm-hmm.
have those people all around, but you have to be genuine with your content. Because otherwise, if you posting 10 times, okay, I don't post here. 10 times, I don't post here. People think you're a bot account regardless you make
Exactly.
stories, videos or not, but you got to be consistent every other day or at least do
100%.
something, even if it's like a Twitter post, even if it's just a regular picture, whatever your niche is, but you have to be willing to make that sacrifice today in order for you to see a better tomorrow.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's definitely a fact. Um, one thing, another thing that is on the list is saying, let the things you can't control go. And that's a fact as well. Um, it's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I'm gonna try to get into a little bit of detail. But another thing, I wanted to talk about is as kind of we kind of said it, I guess. You have to be able to not only change your mind, not only change your, I guess, your thought process,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be accepting, like you said, I guess accepting to change, accepting. I don't know how to put it. That might, I don't know. Not good at grammar. I'm just say accepting the change, like you said. When you hit 10K, you was like, okay, like you was excited. You feel me? But you
Mm-hmm.
prepared for it. Like you accepted the change, and now you said, okay, now it's a new level of content, a new level of grind, a new level of everything. Because now you got 10K people following you. That's a lot of people. So you have to be, and also I really want to have. I'm gonna hit him up. Can we have a guest speaker on here?
Yeah.
Okay, word. I'm gonna hit him up for next week. I always mention because his creativity is crazy. My sister's boyfriend. He I'm not even gonna say his story, but his story is like crazy, like where he came from and stuff like that, and it kind of ties into it. And I said, change your mind because he'll tell you firsthand. Um, it's necessary. Like he suffered from a little bit of mental health and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say too much, but he made a decision. You feel me? Like I always say, it is up to you. It is up to us to make that decision. But he made a decision where he just was like, I'm not gonna give up. Like basically, that's how I say it, like how I look at it. He definitely doesn't give up, and he said it in one of his videos. He may not get a lot of likes, he may not get a lot of shares, but he's still posting every day, Instagram every day, posting about his music, posting him working out and stuff like that. And eventually, it is gonna pay off because he definitely is further than where he started. Like you said, everybody starts off at zero, and he definitely has grew mentally, physically, spiritually. But I'm gonna hit him up after this. I went off topic a little bit, but it says let the things you can't control go. I'm a firm believer of not dwelling on things in the past, and I know it's hard for some people because it is hard for me as well, especially when it has a big impact on you. But sometimes you gotta just cut it. Like you like I don't actually there's a song. It's an artist. I think you know who I'm talking about. I don't know the song. I know the song, but I don't know the artist. Like I was saying, you gotta just cut whatever it is off. Like it can be whatever. And I know some, like I said, it may be harder for others, but it's gonna be worth it. Because think about it like this: 2020 going to 2021, all of us dragged a big weight from COVID. You know, people losing their jobs, people, you know, just everything. COVID,
Mm-hmm.
2020 itself, like 2020 itself, it's just people dragged it into the new year, like spiritually, mentally, physically, and we're kind of expecting something different, but you didn't do different. You feel me? And like I said, I know it's hard, but if we would have cut ties, and this is for anything, whether it's relationships, friendships, family, if we would have cut ties with the very thing that's hindering us from being successful, then we would have been further. Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But some people, it's just, it is hard. Like I said, I understand that it is easier said than done, but I look at it as like a slingshot as well because think about it. You shoot a slingshot, you feel me? Whether it's far, whether it's distance, or whether it's up, it's still going regardless. Once you let it go, once you cut ties with that person, that relationship, that friend, that whatever it is, then after that, your success is going to skyrocket. Whatever your success is in, whether it's mental health or content creating, once you cut off whatever is hindering you, and it's you're going crazy after that. Like it's just no way. It's only up. Like it really is. Um, but yeah, so all I got to say is just let things, you know, let the things you can't control go. Like things are gonna happen to you regardless. You just have to roll with the punches. That's part of life. You can't complain. I mean, you could complain, but you can't continue to complain and then expect something great to happen if you're not working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that. It's just not how it works. Like you can't talk about wanting to change but not changing. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the big thing too. Like that, I talk to myself a lot because I have family, friends, but nobody talks to my. Nobody is gonna help me like I help myself. Nobody. I feel like I give myself the best advice. Like I don't know. It might be a little crazy, but I give myself the best advice. Like, I'll take a car ride and just talk to myself because I know me. Like you know me. I
Mm-hmm.
know myself. I know what I'm capable of. Even though my mom and dad raised me, but I'm older now. You feel me? Things change. I know myself. I know what I'm going through. I don't talk about a lot because I just don't. You feel me? But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I know me. Um, but yeah, like I said, you can't expect change. You can't want change if you don't change. Like change is necessary. Change is part of the process. Change is everything. If you want to make six figures, like you told me the other day, you gotta change. I gotta change my mind. I gotta change the way I view things. I gotta change me. Like not
Mm-hmm.
really change me, but like just change my mental. I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, my bad.
But kind of just wrap everything up, such off what you said. Like every day is a new day to make a change.
hmm
Like Quota always says, you have to be the change that you want to see. And if you want to grow 1% today, you're gonna grow 1% today. Like it doesn't matter how long it takes, how hard you got to go today, what you got to go through. You're gonna do it because you got that goal. Like you have a deadline in your mind, or you forced to do something, you will do it regardless of what it is, how much pain you got to go through. You just go push through it, and that's something we can apply to anything in life, whether it's studying, working out, spiritually, physically, or even just
hmm
playing 2K. You're trying to get that new badge, you're trying to get that new player or level up your player. You go put in the work and get there. Like you're not gonna make an
Yeah,
excuse of
that's a fact.
why are you not there, and that's something that you got to apply in everything else in your life. Like a quote I heard this morning on Morning Motivation with Nate. He was talking about how you do anything is how you do everything. And when you speak something out, that's you manifesting it. But the thing that comes behind manifesting
hmm
is the work. You can speak positively. Oh, I'm so happy and
Mm-hmm.
grateful I did this. I can't believe I did that. But are you putting in the work today to actually get towards that goal, or are you just talking about it? Because there's a difference
Mm-hmm.
between talking about it and actually doing it. Kind of like a song Migo said, you gotta walk it like you talk it.
Exactly.
Be talking about, trying to get from point A to point B. You're talking about growing your content, social media pages. You're talking about, growing your businesses. Are you putting in the work to, network? Are you putting in the work to truly develop a plan to develop and grow your business? Because if you're just talking about it, guess what? Okay, you might be like, I spoke about it. I didn't attract the right people. The thing is, you aren't putting in the work. The thing is, you aren't laying that foundation. You have to
Mm-hmm.
have a foundation to stand on in order for you to be able to reach that new audience. But the fact that you're not posting consistently, the fact that you haven't started working out, the fact that you haven't, talked to that person, the fact you haven't called that person back about a job opportunity is the reason why you're still in the same place. Like if you want to grow, you're gonna grow. You have to control you. You got to be selfish with it. You have to have you have your reasons, but guess what? You got to put in the work to get there. The only person who will support you is just you. It don't matter
Exactly.
how many positive people you're like, oh, I'm in a perfect environment. Okay, they can support you, but guess what? At the end of the day, they gonna care about them. They
Mm-hmm.
still they might be there for you, but people are gonna care about themselves at the end of the day. You can be in a
Exactly.
group of
Exactly.
people who are trading. You can be in a group of people who lift weights and stuff. But guess what? All they care about is them hitting that PR. They're happy for you hitting that
Exactly.
PR. Oh, good job, buddy. Guess what? Oh, I got to top you now, so I got to put in the work. But the thing that separates
Mm-hmm.
you and them, especially if they're up here and you're just starting out, is time. See this gap? That is time. That is experience. That is stuff they went through in order for them to get up there. But you're just not meeting them. You're just not seeing their content when they're up here. You're seeing someone
Oh,
now like, okay, I see you now. You got 11K followers. How do you do that? Post. Like I'm
exactly.
not trying to
Oh,
like sound dumb or make you feel belittled, but it's simple. Like
mm-hmm.
everything starts out with one post. I started my Instagram with one post, just like you did. All my
Mm-hmm.
captions, I deleted half of them. Well, have them archived, but all my captions for like 3 years ago was straight Drake captions. Anytime you put out a song, guarantee you, Vernon was gonna have a Drake caption. Like all my people in high
Word.
school, Drake captions. They knew like that was gonna be my captions. That's who I listened to. That's who I
That's a
was
fact.
around. Well, not around, but you know what I mean. But the thing is, I've changed. You see, I'm reading more, listening to podcasts, plugging into people. So that's why my captions are more developed, more thorough. Even just making content is a better quality instead of quantity. I might
Mm-hmm.
not post every single day. That's because I don't want to. I choose what I want to do. If I want to put out pure value, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put out pure value. I can post for a week, 2 weeks straight, and people be like, "Bro, I'm tired of seeing your content." You still watching it? Kind of like with Jake Paul,
Exactly.
people still bashing him. You paid for the fight though, didn't you? So it's like you bashing
Exactly.
somebody, but you're
Exactly.
jealous in a sense because of where they are compared to where you are. Like kind of like you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, like you don't know what people go through behind closed doors. We don't know if he has
Exactly.
mental ability, like disabilities or what. All we see is what we see on screen, and people judge him off of that.
Exactly.
So like people
Exactly.
portray what they want to do. Their whole content could just be a character. That can be them acting for all you know. But guess what? You're still tuning in every week. You're still listening to that podcast every week.
Exactly.
Like you become a product in
Exactly.
your environment. If you're listening to negativity, you're listening to this and that, you're gonna stay in the same place. But if you want to see a new beginning, you want to grow, you're 1%, you want to put in the work to, get from point A to point B or even get closer towards your goals that you set at the beginning of 2021, you're gonna make a change today. Even if you're like, oh, I already passed
Mm-hmm.
my goals, I already got my 500 followers. Okay, guess what? Are you have 1,000 yet? Guess what? You got a blue check yet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think you got a blue check. So it doesn't mean you got to put in more work. You have to impact more people in order to attract them to your page. Like it's all a simple, I guess, what's the word? Funnel in a sense. Like you post content, make sure it's valuable. It might not reach someone today, might reach someone tomorrow. And guess what? You just impacted a life and now they're sharing your content. And it goes right back around. But
Exactly.
as long as you're consistently putting out content,
Exactly.
people are going to consistently see it. Look at Prince Donnell. He posts about 2-3 times every single day. But the thing is, he planned to do that. He used to not post 2-3 times a day. Like you
Mm-hmm.
weren't following this man way back when he was a model for Shea Moisture. All you see him now is just what he's doing taxes, talking about his new line of products and stuff, promoting like his family
Mm-hmm.
brand. But you weren't there way back when. Like you don't know what someone going through,
Exactly.
but the thing is, he laid the foundation. So guess what? You can go and look at him 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and you ever see, oh
Exactly.
wow, he's really changed. Wow, he's a lot smarter. He's doing this differently. Okay, so how can you apply what you just learned to your life? Like I mentioned earlier in my story, like applied knowledge is power. Like you can learn something all
Mm-hmm.
day and be like, oh, okay, I know how to do, I know about the law of attraction. Okay, are you going to actually apply it? Because you just mentioned that you wanted to grow. You just
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that you wanted to reach a new level, but you're not applying it. So why are you complaining that you're not
Exactly.
growing when you have the opportunity every single day, a new beginning every single day to do that? Even if you like, oh, well, I'm not successful today,
Exactly.
try again tomorrow. Oh, I didn't do good today, try again tomorrow. The more
Exactly.
you do it, you're gonna get better because you're gonna learn something. That is what experience is for. That is what life is for. It's just time. Everyone needs time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone runs on a different time zone. Just
Mm-hmm.
because someone's supposed to went viral today doesn't mean they're gonna stay viral. Remember the TikTok guy a couple like look last year with the dreads. It was trending. Every time you get on TikTok, you seeing them.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
Where
about.
you at now?
Um, I forget
I
his
don't know
name,
his
but
name.
no,
That's
that's a
on
fact.
TikTok
That's
guy,
a fact.
but on
That
Walmart guy.
yeah, I don't know his
But
name.
every time you saw him, that's all you saw. That's what you know him for. Even he posting out, people are, oh, go to a
Exactly.
new restaurant, go do this and that. Okay, he laid the foundation, so he's impacted lives to still come back to this page, kind of like Jake Paul. People bash him for doing the
Mm-hmm.
little dance or whatever he does. You still watching it. You're still giving his views, and he's
Exactly.
posting what he wants because
Exactly.
that's what he wants. That is his
You
purpose.
can.
He planned to do that.
Exactly.
But that is all I
Crazy.
gotta say. I know we went off topic a bit, but we kept it pretty much relatable
That's a
and
fact.
just talked about new beginnings in different aspects, not just on a personal level, but just different celebrities, because even celebrities are humans, even though they're on a elevated status in a sense, but they're humans too. Your favorite content creator
Exactly.
is a human. Your favorite, fitness person is a human. Your favorite trainer is a human. Like we're all the same people. Everyone started out where you are now, but the only difference between you and them, the work they put in and the time they started.
That's a fact. And I just want to end off with this quote I just found, and it's facts. It says, although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start now and make a brand new ending. And that's completely facts. It just ties into what you were saying. Like, if you really want it, start now. Simple as that. There's no excuses. You're young, everybody. And even if you're not young, you still got time. If you're breathing, if God woke you up this morning, that's all you need. If you can't physically walk or physically talk, you feel me? There's people, there's resources. If you, I don't know, just use what you got. That too as well. If there's people willing to help, don't be scared to ask for help. Do whatever you gotta do. That's how I see it. Just do whatever you gotta do to get wherever you gotta go, and that's it. That's really that's the key.
Yeah. You're using what you have as a vehicle to get you to where you want. Like literally, all
Exactly.
my YouTube videos, they're filming the GoPro. I don't have the fancy cameras.
Hmm.
All my reels on an iPhone.
Hmm.
Do everything with what you have. Like that's all I got. It's not that I can't afford it, not that I can't go
Exactly.
buy it, but I want to do it with what
Yeah.
I got until I'm able to just go do what I want. I'm getting
Exactly.
the footage out now, recording everything now, editing everything now on what I have because I know it's gonna lay that foundation for when I'm up here in 2 or 3 years, next year, next month,
Hmm.
whatever. But guess what? I laid that foundation. Okay, I'm disciplined now. Okay, people are following me now. Oh, bro, you viral. You did this and that. I saw you on my explore page. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I don't really care about all that. I don't care about the views. I just care about just providing value every day, whether it's on the story, posting on your page, whether it's you even just DMing somebody, like, hey, bro, I watch your content. I appreciate you doing this. Okay, you're connected with someone. It's all about just the impact. Like,
Fact.
honestly, it's not even, doesn't matter about how many followers they have. Like, whether they respond or not, I mean, that's up to them. But the fact that you reach out to them and you admire them, or even someone reach out to you, be grateful for it. Because some people don't have access to what we
Hmm.
have. Like, we have to literally sit down and, like, take time to think, like, bro, like, I actually have a car. I'm actually able to, talk to someone on Instagram. I'm actually able to, use my platform that I built through hard work, but I'm actually able to use that and connect with people all throughout the world. Like we have to be grateful for the little things because as soon as you get too big for the little things, you're
Hmm.
done. And I say that very respectfully because like
Exactly.
you got to like it's the little things that add up to the big things. Like remember when we used to build Legos and puzzles, all them little small pieces
Yeah.
made this
Yeah.
one big beautiful
Exactly.
picture, and you're like, that took me like 2 hours to build that
Exactly.
1,000 piece puzzle. But the thing is, you have to be willing to take the time to put the pieces together. You have to plan it out. Okay, this is a
That's a
corner,
fact.
this is a picture, and then you're able to apply what you just planned and build that big picture. And that big picture could be your end goal.
Hmm.
That big picture could be you, starting, that channel, that content, or whatever you want to do. But that big picture is
Hmm.
up to you, and only you can put in the work to get there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And like you were just saying, um, about the Lego, sometimes the littlest things be the strongest foundation. That just hit me. That just hit me. Quote me on that. Wait, but that's fact. That's a fact. Sometimes the littlest things they be the strongest foundation. Um, that's all I got to say. I just wanted to say
But
that.
alrighty, family, this will probably be the end of the live. We'll definitely try to come back next week, if not week after.
Mm,
We're just
mm,
taking time for ourselves just to truly develop as individuals, and then
yeah,
whenever we do come on live, we're actually able to effectively have a good live instead of just oh, hey, hi, simple stuff. We actually want to
yeah,
get into like different topics that are relatable, whether it's from celebrities, personal stuff, or even just day-to-day lives of just being an entrepreneur or being someone who's starting a new opportunity. Like, you got to be willing to start, and that's what a new beginning is. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, share. Even if you don't like and comment, just share it. Put it on your story. Watch it on YouTube. It'll probably be up tomorrow because Instagram be taking forever to download and send it over. But when it does go up, definitely tune in and tap in if you haven't watched it here. Or if you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and come on Instagram, comment, like it. The vibes. But yeah, that is all I have to say. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, alrighty, family. We'll see y'all soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. For those who did, and if you haven't, watching it later, you could have came
Yeah,
on when we was live. But I still
exactly.
appreciate you
But it's all
guys for
right.
watching it. But it's all good, family. See y'all. It's been real.